Foot is up. Yeah, yeah. Foot is up. Yeah. Still up. Still up. Yeah. Move forward. Yeah, yeah. Yes. Do you have another angle? I think foot. Yeah, 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 yeah. Please. Yes. Move forward. Yeah. Foot is up. Yeah. Still up. Yeah. Move further. Yeah. Yeah. I made my decision. My decision is out. I repeat, out.
That's an incredible decision, that. What on earth was Balbirnie doing?
Well, it's a smart bit of work from Folkes. An incredible decision, you say, but the right one, because Folkes, eagle-eyed, was waiting, and just at the moment that back foot lifted with nothing else behind the line, Folkes whipped off the bails, and Balbirnie has paid a heavy penalty for just lifting that foot momentarily and having a very eagle-eyed wicketkeeper behind the stumps. 111 for 6.
Markader is the new batsman. And this is the wicket again. It's just an amazing, just for a brief second, Balbirnie lifted his back foot. And Ben Folkes just waited and waited and waited, whipped the bails off, and Balbirnie couldn't believe when he looked around. Just there. Up comes the foot. Off come the bails. And the man Ireland were really depending upon is out. Oh, for Ireland, 111-6. Denley's first ODI wicket.
Oh!
First ODI run for Markader, the 23-year-old, ex of Warwickshire, on debut. And joined in the commentary box by Warren Dutram, CEO of Cricket Ireland, joining us at a great juncture of the game. Denley to Dockrell, no run. So not a great start from Ireland's point of view. 55 without loss, Warren, and now 112 for 6.
Yeah, well, it was a great start, and yeah, there's it doesn't take a great or educated cricket watcher to know that losing 57 for 6 is very poor. So yeah, I as usual in these days, I don't manage to get to watch an awful lot of the coverage, but yeah, I'm not quite sure whether it's been excellent bowling and fielding pressure, or maybe not quite the shots that we wish we would have played. But either way, we do bat fairly way down. I seem to remember Tim Murtagh was the highest score in the second innings of our Test match in Afghanistan, or against Afghanistan. So not lost all hope yet.
But they're in the hole. Dare pushes that into the leg side, and they collect a single. Busy summer from Ireland's point of view, sadly, from cricket. It's no World Cup, but still plenty of cricket to be played. West Indies on Sunday start of the Tri-Nation Series. Rashid goes, and there is no run.
Yeah, it's going to very. We've got a Tri-Series, Ireland, West Indies, and Bangladesh. It's going to be another 7 ODIs over the period. Very, very busy. They were up to Stormont for 2 games against Afghanistan.
The games to come against Zimbabwe as well in the T20 World Cup qualifiers towards the end of the year. But there's another development in Irish cricket in terms of the T20 Slam. It's Ireland's franchises, 2 from Ireland, 2 from the Netherlands and 2 from Scotland, starting in August and September. It'll give Irish domestic players a chance to pit themselves against some of the best of the internationals.
Yeah, and that's sorry, there's a ball. Abby Rashi's out of bowl again.
Oh!
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very easy season. You've forgotten one small matter of a test match at, against England at Lords.
Oh, I've forgotten that one. I was going to come to that, but go ahead.
It was, yeah, the Euro T20 Slam starting at the end of August. For us, it's going to be a hugely important piece of the jigsaw. For us, our squad has come up in the rankings, we're pleased to say this morning. The ICC T20I rankings, we've gone up from 17 to 15, so we're moving in the right direction.
And 26, 14 for 6.
And
Lovely boys.
yeah, it's going to be a very important opportunity for us. It's always about ensuring that we're going to be better at all forms of the game, and clearly for us, T20, I think more than half of our fixtures over the course of the Future Tours programme is going to be in that format, so being better at it is extremely important, and the best way to be better at the international format is to make sure that we are having as many opportunities as possible to make sure that our players are improving at domestic level. As you know, many of our players don't get an opportunity to play in the domestic T20, so having our own is a brilliant preparation.
Go.
There's a man down there, Willie, cuts that off. And to situation of 115 for 6 in the 27th over with 1s and 2s.
Go.
There's a shot straight down the ground as soon as I said that. From Mark Adair, not afraid just to take a couple of steps down the wicket. Knock the ball past Tom Curran for a welcome boundary from Ireland's point of view.
No, Mark Adair bowled and batted very, very well for the Northern Knights in our interprovincial competition last week in La Manga, Spain, and he really sort of gave himself a fantastic opportunity to put himself in the shop window for this ODI, so I know he's here to try and impress.
So in terms of the T20 Slam then, it's obviously trying to build on what we've seen on the international scene with the IPL, on the Pakistan League and the Bangladesh League as well.
Yeah, very much so. It's really it's what the major full members do, and obviously now that we've come into that environment, it's about making sure we're giving our players the opportunity to put themselves in the shop window, because otherwise it's best preparation for T20Is isn't just by playing T20Is, it's by making sure that we give ourselves the opportunity to be better at domestic cricket, and clearly having our own domestic players who don't get those opportunities regularly to be participating along with some of the best players in the world is really exciting for them.
1.
We're going to do it for Willie. Cuts it down to 1. End of 27, 121 for 6. This is how the innings has progressed. Good start from Porterfield and Sterling to take Ireland to 55 without loss, but lost wickets consistently since.
Right, Shanks, right on over. Just checking that still middle, yeah? Yeah. Touch away for you. I like that. Yeah, that's it, that's middle.
Curran is going to come back, having taken 2 for 8 in his 4 overs so far. Just to wrap things up with you, Warren, how are finances in Cricket Ireland? You were in the news recently over a loan that you gave to Cricket Ireland in terms of grants and money available to Cricket Ireland. What kind of nick are Cricket Ireland in?
We had a difficult period last October, so not shying away from that. It was a confluence of a number of very difficult financial moments, whereas come back to that in a moment.
It's going to be a wide.
We, in October time last year, really we just got to the stage whereby, having been to our major stakeholders in government and ICC and the banks, things simply hadn't worked out the way that we had hoped, and I'd hoped that we weren't going to have to resort to my own personal loan, but unfortunately that was the way it panned out. It was only a short-term basis. The key people who needed to be notified were notified, and happily it was just a short-term basis, which obviously days such as this are very important to make sure that we can make sure that the game is in good health. Clearly we probably do have more risks than many full members have to put up with by putting on expensive games in greenfield sites with uncertain weather, but I think we do our very best, and hopefully we'll be on those difficult times now.
Thoughts of a quick single. Dockrell holds Adair back. 123 for 6. Dockrell on 2. Adair on debut on 8. Nice shot down the ground on the previous over for Mark Adair. Plays for Northern Knights, part of the Ireland A or Wolves side that toured Sri Lanka early in 2019. Father's a cricketer, father was a goalkeeper. So looking forward to the Tri-Nation Series as well. Obviously trying to get as many people to see those games as well. Exciting one on Sunday against the West Indies and Clontarf.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, it's the great thing is clearly West Indies and Bangladesh are going to be looking to ramp up their preparation for the World Cup, and they're obviously going to be doing the very best, and it's clearly an opportunity for us to make sure that we can be taking on these teams in our own conditions. And that's the importance for us of having had that Interpro series, Hanley Energy Interpro series down in La Manga. It really did give us an opportunity to make sure that we were getting as ready as we can for this important series of matches. We've never had such an intensive period.
And Bangladesh in town as well. 2 games against each. They play each other as well, and then you have the final on the 17th.
Then you have the final on the 17th. That's right. So it's going to be it's a pretty intensive series, and it's a great opportunity. That what we always hear from our players is that the one-off games don't really give them the opportunity to sort of prepare properly or to sort of get into any form. So actually having a lengthy series of games, almost like a mini World Cup, if I may, gives us an opportunity to sort of hopefully find some form and momentum.
Coming up to the last ball of the 28th over. We'll change of commentary in a moment. But thanks for joining us, Warren, and best of luck this summer.
Thank you very much indeed.
So Curran from the Castle End coming to the end of his 5th over. 2 for 11. Ireland have found great difficulty with getting him away. Good line, good length. Taking a slip out. Close fielders as well. They're facing. Could be wide. Referee. Oh, I gotta go on a referee. Umpire Reynolds at this end decides not. 124 for 6.
.124 for 6 after being asked to bat. Morgan winning the toss, selecting to field first. Jofra Archer playing his first game for England. 0 for 21 off his 4 overs at the top. Pulled some good lines, some good lengths. Sterling got him away for a couple of boundaries. And he's now back with all the pressure on Ireland.
Yeah, now we get to see what he does in the middle overs. That's all the talk with Jofra Archer about his class, is that he offers you so much at the top with the new ball, can bowl at the death and at the middle because he's got that little bit of extra pace.
Just a single taken. I've seen him a lot in T20 cricket, where he's generally bowling the difficult overs. He's bowling overs 5 and 6, and he's bowling at the death as well. So he's not someone who shies away from that. And as you say, just Morgan wanting to take a look at him.
At the IPL, obviously, is he a big star in India? Is he one of the household names now?
I think they enjoy watching him play for sure. He brings a lot of pace to the game. The Rajasthan Royals, he plays with Ben and Joss, and Steve Smith was obviously there. It's cold in here, okay?
I'm worried about the lack of hair that I have. All I could see was my scalp.
I must add that this is Benedict, our stats man's jacket, hence why I'm rocking the shell suit.
Rocking. Rocking.
I feel like I've gone back in time. Nicely played, but it will be cut off. They'll come back for 2, and this extra pace has just offered a bit more opportunity for these 2 in the middle.
Surprising, he's been playing T20 cricket, but he's bowling like a championship length, really, just wider off some sort of pace you bowl when you've got 3 slips, where you just go back of a length, wider that off stump, or just 4th stump. Effortless pace, isn't it?
It is, and he talks about the fact that he doesn't really know where it comes from. He has a really good wrist snap, he's quite tall. But it just seems so easy. A lot of bowlers look laboured at the crease when they're looking to bowl quick. First spell, excellent lengths, great line as well. Five runs coming from the over, 129 for 6.
Fastest ball of the day, that one, 91.1 miles per hour. There's a lot to be excited about. I reckon he can use that bouncer. I know you get 1 bouncer, and the margin for it, you have to be pretty tight on it, but that short ball he bowled just doesn't look the type of bowler that easy to pick up his pace, because some bowlers come charging in and you know it's coming quick. He just trots in, then all of a sudden it comes down at you, 91 miles per hour.
It's definitely something he uses sparingly. Having watched him in T20 cricket, often I think, oh, can you just chuck in a short ball at some stage, where he often waits until he's ready, the instinct kicks in. Tom Curran, Liam Plunkett, all fighting for their place in this World Cup squad. Probably say that Plunkett's probably the most vulnerable when you think of Tom Curran, who generally bowls well at the death. He's good Yorkers, his change-ups.
Yeah, absolutely right. Change it around. You say Tom Curran is the one that's doing himself the most credit at the moment.
And I think that's something that England would have been looking at. They've had a fantastic few years on the back of 2015, which was disappointing for them. More so with the bat, this new brand of cricket. Archer way out in front in terms of pace to the deck. And I think that's what excites England the most. It's the pace that he of course coming back in the West Indies and all that pace that we saw with him.
I thought Mark Wood in the West Indies and the Caribbean was the only one that Gale was in excellent form in that series. Mark Wood was the only one really looked to take advantage, just looked to play him out. Everyone else he looked to hit for 6 and be aggressive against.
Yeah, I remember that spell. Just really electric to watch. And you could just feel the excitement on the commentary team, the fans watching him from an England perspective. Obviously not with the squad for this game today. Up in Durham, someone who needs to be matched. Which is why, again, it's so key to many bowlers obviously fighting for a place, because in a World Cup, you need backup bowlers just in case someone gets injured.
So England's preparation has been so good. They've had a few hiccups late. You look at everyone they bring in, even who made the team today, who's come into this squad, has played international cricket. So whoever they bring in is going to have had a taste in the last 4 years, with the exception of Fletcher, but he's played in some seriously high-pressured games. So Eoin Morgan should know what he's going to get from every single player.
He's got the hand warmers out, Eoin Morgan. For 2 here, and that it comfortably. 30 overs done, 153 for 6.
It was an excellent start for Ireland. Porterfield and Sterling in particular, 33 from 44, but it was his wicket, his dismissal, that put them onto the back foot. Balbirnie looked a good player, 29 from 44. Dockrell, who generally, when we've seen him in the past, has been lower down the order, but he's been working hard at his batting. They need to just scrape up to what? Against this England batting lineup, well, 300 wouldn't be enough, but they're going to have to try as hard as they can. Scrape up to minimum 250.
Yeah, and then you hope the likes of Tim Murtagh, who's got plenty of experience behind him. I think this is a wicket that he will enjoy with a new ball. And Boyd Rankin, who's played for England himself. They'll be hoping that they can pick up some early wickets. Just send a shiver down that lineup. Be a chase for Plunkett, and it's a good work.
Go for the Yorker there, Joe Archer. I think this is a good bit of fielding from Plunkett. Yeah. So now we've had a couple of falls, just use that short one. The middle overs, just 1 and over, just get the shot in. That's why leg spin's so important, really. It's so hard to find for a leg spinner because the goodies, especially someone like Adil Rashid. The seamers, you want to always keep changing it up, keep the batsman thinking that something else is going to is the bouncer, it's going to be this ball. And those middle overs, taking wickets is the absolute key.
This will be 4, I think it will. Nicely played from midair.
It's like he knows something that we don't. Knew that Archer was going to go back of a length. This is an excellent shot. Swatted straight back past him, back of a length. Must have a hint of nomination in that shot. 80 miles per hour, and he just cleared the leg and hit straight past him.
League 1 debut. He drafted in place of Stuart Thompson, who picked up an injury last week. Done well in the interprovincials. 44 from 15 deliveries playing for the Northern Knights. 31 off 12, and that's in 50 over cricket. You wouldn't mind a weekend in La Manga, would you, Keezy?
I heard that earlier. It'd be a good trip.
There we go. Bit of aggression from Archer. 142 for 6.
Always like it when batsmen get done by the bouncer. They duck under it and then they practice the pull shot as if they're going to do that next time. This is why he's got to use this ball, because some bowlers you get a tell on when it's coming. I don't think you would with Archer's. Just to snap through as he bangs it in that little bit shorter. That is well directed as well. Been the easiest so far, but you can just see why everyone's excited about it.
And as much as it's about, obviously, the skills that you bring to the table, you know, it does upset the dynamic. When you have a group of players that have been together for 3 or 4 years. And that's going to be as important as what he brings to the pitch. And that's where it's good to have people like Chris Jordan around the group. He's obviously a good friend of his. Owen Morgan is a fantastic leader, and he will have to manage all of those different dynamics going into a World Cup. You have to put yourself in a bubble. A lot of it is about diverting distractions.
Yeah, I think I'm always so impressed with Owen Morgan as a captain. His leadership, tactically, I think he's one of the best, if not the best. And his man management, his dealing of situations, he just doesn't mess around. Can't have a better captain in world cricket than Owen Morgan at the moment.
What a shot that is!
It's even better than the one he did against Archer. Similar type of shot. It's this back of a length. He's in position. Sets himself onto the back foot. Gives himself just a bit of freedom by opening himself up with that back leg going back and slightly across. Pure timing as well. It's not a short boundary out there. It's not a massive. So that's an excellent hit.
Backs it up with a slower ball.
Slower ball and a stare from the batsman, Adair. I always like that. I always think that's good when you get a batsman, the bowler gives you a glare and a stare back at him. You're always going to win that battle because the bowler can't stay there forever. He's always got to turn around. It's a staring contest, you know.
Were you good at that?
You just stare back and then off you go.
I don't think you could have managed without a smirk at some stage.
Might not have done it to Jofra Archer. The real fast bowlers, you just kept your head down. He certainly got something about him. A couple of those shots have just come from nowhere. They're in a bit of trouble, but he's just fighting fire with fire.
Goes again, and this might be even bigger. I think it is. It's into the stands. 156 for 6.
Well, and something to cheer about as well. We talked about his strike rate in 50 over cricket in the few games that he's played. This is just Shows you exactly why. Good extension through the shot. There'll be no staring from Tom Curran after that delivery.
Yep, lining himself up for the EuroLeague in August and September. Mark Adair. Fantastic from the debutant.
He looks pretty cool as well, doesn't he? Doesn't look like he's worried at all. Calm as you like. Well, here we go. This is the battle now. What has Jofra Archer got? Adair is playing some lovely shots. Back of a length, he's just swatting it away out of his presence. What has Jofra Archer got? The real test now, the first test that we've seen for Jofra Archer, a batsman who looks in good nick, playing an aggressive hand.
Bowled him! Jofra Archer wins the battle.
Well, what have you got, Jofra Archer? A 90-mile-an-hour Yorker right into the base of the stumps. And what a first wicket that is. Adair was playing really well. Wonder what answer he'd have for some of the shots, some of the aggression that he had at him. That is a near perfect Yorker. Mark Adair played nicely for 32. 157 for 7.
Seven wickets down now for Ireland. Tim Murtagh, the experienced campaigner, out in the middle now. High score of 23 back in 2013. Got plenty of overs. And what a first wicket this is in international cricket for Jofra Archer.
Sometimes you can see a batsman who just has more time than anyone else, and you see one shot and you think they look a class act. Well, that's the delivery. You just see that. You just see exactly why people talk about him, exactly why he's in this squad.
Well, he went Yorker again. He's got a leg gully in place.
Who's Tim Murtagh going there? Just have a look for a batsman. You know the pace, 91 miles per hour now. Oh.
Don't hit my toes.
He sounds just like that.
With a deeper voice.
Murtagh's playing like one of those lower order batsmen towards the end of his career where he just thinks 90 odd miles per hour, I'm not staying in line. I'm just going to have a bit of a whoosh.
Yep, he's going to be tested.
I remember playing it the last year of my career. I got forced to play against the Australians. I had to face Mitchell Johnson. I just could do without this. I don't need this in my life right now. Tim Murtagh looks the same. I'll do my job with the ball, but I don't need to face this type of bowling straight at my head.
How long did you stick around?
87.
Of course you did. You wouldn't have brought it up otherwise.
Exactly, you know me too well.
158 for 7.
You see the difference. That's the one thing that this England team, they have so much strength. If they can take wickets, they'll have much sterner tests, that is for sure, throughout the World Cup. But with Rashid and probably Archer, wicket takers in the middle overs.
Ollie change, right arm over.
Adil Rashid back into the attack. On for his second spell, 1 for 14 from 5 from his first. Ball to the left-hander. A few googlies, I'd imagine.
Nice rush, lovely rush.
With Ian Bell in radio commentary. Remember it, we were talking about when Adil Rashid first came on the scene. I captained him when he must have been an 18-year-old, and he had absolutely no clue how to set a field. Had a bit of talent, but a lot of bad balls. Had some serious potential. The comparison now, just someone who's in so much control. Before he would take, even in one day, take 3 or 4 overs to get into his rhythm, and if someone got hold of him in those first few overs, then he would struggle. Now he just comes on, whether it's Ireland, West Indies, hits a length straight away.
I think that stint at Australia, how close was this? I think he's okay.
Like, he should have been cruising him, wasn't he? Like it was tighter than it should have been.
Yeah, comfortably in. I was going to say that time in South Australia was really good for him. And,
early on in the Big Bash, well,
yeah.
even before it was the Big Bash, wasn't it? When it was just their 20 over competition.
Oh, yes. Rush, class rush. Lovely ball,
I mean, you've been there as an overseas player. You feel the need to almost start again. You're trying to win the respect of your teammates, away from the pressures that you sometimes find at home. You did extremely well.
Yeah, especially in Australia as well, because when you went over to Australia as an English player, they generally thought you weren't very good.
Nice rush, Robo, rush.
$162 for 7. Yeah, it's a really good point that you make. I think for a lot of English cricketers, especially when Australia was so dominant, because of that mindset, you just generally felt inferior to them. If you did do well over there, it just gave you so much confidence.
Well, and their club cricketers were so proud of themselves. They thought they were the Shane Warnes. I remember the first time I played grade cricket in Australia. One of the bowlers in second grade. So I turned around to me and said, "Rob, does your club need an overseas player?" And I thought he meant Beckenham. The sort of nerve of him. He said, "Oh, great." I said, "Yeah, we could do with one." He said, "Great, I'll come and play for Kent." I said, No. We've got Rao Dravid.
Nicely worked away. And it'll be picked up by James Vince. Slow outfield, bit of moisture in the outfield. A lot of rain the last couple of days here in Malahide.
Mind you, they had some good cricketers then, people playing county cricket that couldn't get into the Australian side. They might have played a little bit. Stuart Law, now coach of Middlesex. Martin Love, Jimmy Marr. Mike Hussey couldn't get in the Australian side.
Similar in the women's game as well. A very good club player would come over and play county cricket here in England.
So throughout your career, England, you have to catch up with Australia then, similar to the men?
Absolutely, we were always watching. There were a lot of parallels actually. A similar sort of time period that they were dominant force in world cricket. It's here actually that Island women are going to be gaining their contracts this summer. It's wonderful to see the development of the game, and important to see that, you know, the best teams aren't pulling away from the pack.
I tell you as well, my daughter's 12, plays cricket, and girls cricket is going through the roof really. The amount of girls playing the sport is so good to see.
It's quite a family vibe over here in Ireland. Joyce, a couple of his sisters played for Ireland. They're very much involved and at the helm of the development here. Owen Morgan as well, his sister plays.
Well, this is the difference as well when you have real pace. Lower order, they don't generally like hanging around. I think you've got the perfect combination at the moment. Adil Rashid spinning it both ways at one end, and Jofra Archer, well, the last few overs have all been around 90 around nearly every single ball. Just has his tongue out as well, doesn't he, at the start of his run out.
Brilliant job, brilliant job.
Good observation, Keezy. Yeah, great lines from Jofra Archer. Generally sticks to that line. That's why he has been so successful. Just a mix in the change of length. There were those couple of deliveries he pitched it a bit fuller in his first spell, which got driven.
One.
And the Yorker, which was executed brilliantly for his first wicket in international cricket. 165 for 7. Yeah, not much from the middle order there of Ireland. They got off to a good start. Porterfield and Sterling at the top laid a really nice platform, but then got out. Balbirnie was looking good. Overs, 10 overs left in the innings, of course. Delayed start here in Malahide.
Yeah. Thanks, so.
Slip still in play for Adil Rashid.
Go, one. Lovely rush, lovely
Shot
rush.
well, but just for a single.
Well done, rush, lovely, mate. Brilliant, lads, brilliant, lads.
Game of Thrones country, this, isn't it, Keezy?
Nice rush, up there, rush. Up foot's good.
Down! Let's just hit him. Adil Rashid.
He's smiling, that was hit back hard. Joe Root's finding it funny as well. like it surprised him as much as anything. Probably thought he let go of a pretty decent ball. Try and watch it, Adil. You have half a chance if you try and watch it into your hands.
The best to stay warm, isn't it? By bowling. Being able to, well, yeah.
Good day, boys. Oh! Nice rush. Lovely that, bud. Good ball and rush.
Yet again, another lower order batsman getting done by a ball and then rehearsing a much better shot after it.
Lovely rush. Good lads.
Gave it the curtain rail.
One.
He's nicked the strike. Tim Murtagh, 167 for 7. Power play 3, smelled by umpire Damasina, and Plunkett into the attack. 2 for 25 from his 4 picked up wickets, but the odd loose ball.
Yeah, not an easy man to follow either. The way that Jofra Archer bowled, well, everyone will be starting to do some comparisons.
Bit of inside edge there. Going down leg then. Signal of a leg bite. So 6 and over will take them up to 220. 8s to 2, 7. You need 2 4s at least.
And England will have to have one of the days where they don't bat, not chasing. It's their preferred suit, and they've chased down much bigger scores than any of those on the screen now. 10 and 255. Well, that should be trouble. Where Morgan's England.
So don't mind batting together. Made 92 in a partnership in the Test match at Dawood against Afghanistan just recently.
The thing as well, I suppose, the one glimmer of hope, fantastic player, that there's no Bairstow, no Jason Roy, it's Vin Malan with an opportunity. Just think of the opening batsmen that England have in white ball cricket. Those two are hitting out, the 2 very good ones. You've also got Joe Denley in at number 5. He generally bats 3 in domestic cricket, but has opened.
They wanted to return Root at 3 and Morgan at 4.
Morgan's in excellent form in the Caribbean.
And it's testament to the depth, like I say, of this 20, 21 players can all put their hand up. And so that helps when you're building towards a World Cup. In case you have any injuries, plan for that.
The opportunity for Malan, but Vint will be the man who you assume will take that spare batting spot in the World Cup when Bairstow and Roy come back. Plenty to play for. 37 done, 170 for 7.
So lucky it didn't go. You know what I mean?
170 for 7. We're going to have a change in commentary. Ian Ward with John Keddy.
Thank you very much.
One.
Ireland looking to push past the 200, give themselves something to aim at. Quick run. And they're going to go looking at this. Tim Murtagh, the veteran, struggling to make his ground, perhaps.
Side on angle, please.
I think he may have made it.
Good throw, that's out.
Right.
Please.
Good take by the wicket keeper. Having to spin around to his left-hand side.
Yeah, maybe made my decision. My decision is not out. I repeat, not out. Yeah.
Murtagh did well there, grounding his bat from a long way out.
Oh, Rush! Oh, Rush! Not there, Rush!
Did well for a 37-year-old to get his skates on as well, John.
Did he? That's good lesson to cricketers out there, whatever level you're playing at. Ground your bat, slide it in.
It's a pause, whoop, and he's just whipped the bails off. See, to me that is just very, very good, clever wicket keeping. Great awareness. What I would say with the glove work is there's just a point where Folkes' glove goes back and then to the stumps. Now you think of MS Dhoni, who's got the fastest hands in the West. There's never any of that give. The hands never come away from the bails. Ball into hand, hand straight towards the stumps. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was brilliant, but you might look at that in terms of moving forward. No need for the hand to go back, just push him forward. Rashid's nearly down again. But I've had no problem with it. Absolutely none.
I must agree with you. Neither have I.
Nice Rush! Over there!
174 for 7. Well, he, as always, tends to bowl quite a few overs first up. Got through 5. Archer has a couple left if Morgan wants to have a look at his death bowling skills. Tom Curran has been excellent. Forgive me, it's of course 9 for bowlers, so just 1 for Jofra Archer and 1 for Adil Rashid. So you think he'd bowl out.
Here's Plunkett. That's a nice shot from Dockrell, and it's going to go for 4. First boundary. George Dockrell has shown some recent good form. Just swang at that one into the leg side and rolls all the way for 4. Got over it nicely too.
Bizarrely, the width on the offside allowed Dockrell to swing his arms through and take it through to the arm.
A few spots of rain. We were talking around 4 o'clock local time that we might have some rain. Hopefully it'll stay as it is. Little light rain. There's blue skies, a little bit too well behind Plunkett's head, but any weather will come in from his right hand side. 45 overs, remember, reduced from 50 to the delayed start. Ireland trying to get past that 200 mark to give themselves at least something. England will have to. Oh, Morgan's been blowing hard on his hands out there. He's feeling the cold. It's not the warmest day. Cold old breeze whipping across the ground. Nicely whipped away by Dockrell. Limited to a single.
He's getting soft in his old age then. All that time spent in the big smoke of London from these parts, should be used to it. You do wonder how much the delay allowed conditions to get that much better. I mean, I know there is completely a balance between player welfare and people don't want to get injured ahead of the World Cup, but you know, this is an important game. Really make a big difference.
You've got everything in place. You've got TV, you've got radio, you've got all the money that Cricket Ireland spent to get this game going. It's a pop-up stadium here in Malahide. Hard-working ground staff as well. They've worked really hard to get the ground in nick. Well, the wicketkeeper standing at the moment, Ben Folkes, is where the problem area was this morning. Standing directly over what was a damp area, and they prodded and they stood in it for quite a considerable amount of time before eventually deciding to play. She cuts that off in just a single. End of 39, 180 for 7.
There was an ex-Ross watching for a while, wasn't it? Was the end that just referring to, our comment was under a bit of water actually when we turned up this morning, just about 8 o'clock or so. So they've done exceptionally well to get a 45 over side game in. They've done it without the super sopper as well, because that broke. Apparently they had a handheld one going up and down.
Adil Rashid's final over then. It's the 40th, 45 overs to be bowled in the Ireland innings. It's been slow progress from Ireland after an initial burst when they were 55 without loss. Wickets have fallen steadily. Porterfield, Sterling, Bob Burney there before these couple were the only ones in double figures.
1.
And this pair will now need to start pushing. George Dockrell's been in good nick, and he's continued that now here. He's turned himself into a bit of an all-rounder. 24 so far to his name.
Go! Yes, Rash, we're ball, Rash. Lovely there, Rash, brilliant, mate.
Tim Murtagh, 50 in the test as well. He was against Afghanistan. He was telling everybody around him that if you want a few batting lessons, come to me. Bar for the 37-year-old.
Go! Nice, small chance, folks. That's that, Rash. Lovely work here, lads.
What we expect from Adil Rashid in white ball cricket. His accuracy is excellent.
Waiting.
He's run through all of his variations. Sometimes it hasn't been picked by the Irish batsman. It really has become Eoin Morgan's trump card.
Lovely, lads.
Last ball of bell.
Ripper. Don't think they're going to ask. That's the end of the over. 40 gone, 5 to go, 183 for 7.
9 overs, no maidens, 1 for 27 for Adil Rashid. Last delivery of his spell was an absolute beauty. A little bit slower, a lot more flight and some turn. Pitching middle, outside edge, past. Quick hands from Folks. You have to think that he has to play a significant role if England are going to go well in the World Cup. He's done for the day.
That's high in the air. That should be the wicket keepers. Safe catch from Folks, running backwards. Takes one over his shoulder. And that's the end of Murtagh. And for 12. Ireland had to push on. Shot. Yeah, big skyer from the bowling of Plunkett. Off the toe of the bat. He's had a good game. And a good catch.
12 for Murtagh, 8 down now Ireland for 183.
One shot. Over the wicket.
A new batsman, Josh Little, one of 3 debutants today for Ireland. That's out as well, straight to Owen Morgan. 2 wickets and 2 balls. And George Dockrell perishes. And Ireland 183 for 9.
Well, Liam Plunkett's got away with one here because that was short, wide, sat up. Dockrell was thinking, right, that's 4. As it was, he picked Ireland's captain. So the innings now falling away. Ireland now 9 down, 183 with Dockrell got 24. Two wickets and 2 balls. First ball of the over, it was Tim Murtagh with a sky. Folks eventually sorted his feet out and took a decent catch over his shoulder. And Morgan a slightly easier one at extra cover. Would have stung the hands given the temperature here in Malahide, but safely done by England's captain. You would think that this is not a target that should challenge England's batsmen unduly, despite the absence of some very key players. Big Boyd Rankin is the last batsman for Ireland. And Plunkett is on a...
For England test, indeed, Boyd Rankin. Back in the Irish colours. And this is a hat-trick ball for Plunkett. Not getting to 200. Slip in place, Joe Root. Hat-trick ball. Nicely watched.
The last wicket to go, that of Dockrell's extra cover. Aggressive route, you just didn't get it on the floor. The overs running out. Now it's a run out River Island. Chance to post something meaningful dissipated. Can't recall watching cricket where so much sawdust has been.
Bowler's footholds. Sure, it's the job of damping it down. Still won't slip these. While swinging a miss from Rankin.
And the reason the moisture is getting onto the pitch and where the bowlers are landing, they're bringing the moisture from the run-ups. Run-ups were the issue, particularly the 1 hour in the commentary box. Just take moisture from the outfield and sticks it around the popping crease.
Sure. Wide. Umpire Messina concurs.
Called an umpire this time.
I know what I've been doing for quite a while the last couple of weeks. That's why I've got the reference in my head. You're right, umpire.
You're going to
write this down, shouldn't I?
Referee Darcina says goal.
Or offside.
Yeah.
And at last Rankin gets marked. The first 185 for 9.
.185 for 9, 4 overs remaining for Ireland to try and get up and beyond 200 after a decent start when they made 55 for the first wicket. In the 12th over, it's been an indifferent display since then. On what is a pretty pitch actually for this time of year, and given the rain and the conditions that we've had, a job. Here's Tom Curran. 228 so far, 4 wickets for Liam Plunkett, 6 between them, decent day for them. On a day when all the focus really has been Jofra Archer.
Yeah, Liam Plunkett, and then banded around, I suppose, as a man who might miss out on potentially the World Cup. Done himself absolutely no harm today, bowled really well. Found himself on a hatcher, but Tom Curran, who's one little winter, was superb for the Sydney Sixers in the Big Bash. 2 for 20. He'll be looking to pick up 1 more.
Yeah, Curran is 24 years of age now, so he's at that age where he ought to be progressing rapidly. Still young, has played a bit of international cricket. From what I've seen this year anyway, he's definitely on the up curve, upgrade. He's an improving cricketer.
Yeah, he's a good player, Tom Curran. Short ball down leg side, no wide, caught Boyd Rankin. Quizzingly looking, but Tom Curran's had a stellar winter. And wickets today, Paul Sterling mishitting one, clothing it. Good catch, Jofra Archer mid-on. Just diving forward. Kevin O'Brien, loose drive, second ball out of front. Good catch by Joe Denley at backward point. Many people, while the big bash was going on and Sam Curran's price tag was going through the roof during the IPL auction, was wondering, did they pick the wrong Curran?
Yeah, you wonder how much brotherly rivalry there must be between them. Sam, who burst onto the test scene, 800 grand price tag for Sunrisers, I think he plays for, doesn't he? And Tom Curran, who's made a one-day place his own, really. So they're kind of rivals, but in different areas of the game. Good slower ball. What Curran's got excellent skills in the white ball game for sure.
Well, I can tell you all about brotherly rivalry and brotherly love, and I tell you, it's plenty there. As much as you're happy for your brother to do well, there's always a little bit of you just wishing it was you.
Yep, and there's a third Curran as well, Ben at Northants, isn't he? Who's got into the team actually this year and done okay. Straight down the ground, welcome boundary for Ireland. 192 for 9. Shortened game, remember, 45 overs aside, so Ireland got 3 overs to try and lift this score. David Willey, who we saw at the start of the innings, okay, swung the odd ball. Hitless though. Coming back now at the end of the innings.
He got a little bit of swinger. Boyd Rankin will be thinking, there's opportunity to maybe launch one. Towards that talent tent. Can clean ball, Boyd Rankin. The big 6'8" from Breedy, the big farmer.
Just looking at it, it's a bit chunkier than I've seen in the past, and I say that advisedly. Might have about 15 layers on, of course.
I was just going to say, he's probably got a couple of jumpers on. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Big strong man though. He's got a big job to do with the ball, Boyd Rankin. It's his former team, of course. He played here for England against Ireland. 4 wickets today. Straight day for many an Irishman.
You see what he was trying to do with fine leg up inside. Actually had the right ball to do it too. The length was perfect over short fine leg.
Yeah, it was there. He watched it all the way. That's all David Willey needs. A young kid on his debut, just ramping him over 45 for.
Inside edge, it's been Folks. Yeah, Folk could do with this one.
Nice inside anyway, as they say. Chinese cut. Folks. Nothing he could do about that. The Surreyman's had a good day on the 6. Wasn't too far away. If anyone was going to catch it, it might have been Ben Folks, but Josh Little. A lucky boundary, but a needed boundary.
So there was a little bit of negative comments on social media, something fair notes, but from a wiki perspective, if it was fun, I know you're a sneaky lot, that was fine.
Smashed away, there we are. Okay, I'm not sure about that comment, but yeah, opportunistic, I would say. I had no problem with it. No problem. I could see why Andrew Barry may be a little bit peeved, but I think it was fair. It was good work from Ben Folks. He's a wonderful gloveman. Brilliant. I was so impressed with his glove work over that test series.
Yeah, he was brilliant there. And I thought the stumping was fine. It was in the process of completing the shot. Perfectly fine for another to see whether the batsman's going to overbalance, lift his foot. And Folkes was eagle-eyed. He only had a moment, a split second, and the foot lifted, and that's when Folkes timed the taking of the bail perfect.
Yeah, big Joe Denley too. First ODI wicket. Having a look, yeah. I'm happy with that.
Will he complete the 90th? So Rankin and Little have 2 overs left. 198 for 9. Curran with his 9 and last of his team figures, 35 so far.
Changing the field, he's going to put a cow corner in. He's bringing it up third hand, so just trying to get a little bit extra protection on the leg side. Little can't clear the ropes. It's a decent sized boundary leg side.
Slower ball and an inside edge as well, but the end result is that that middle stump is flattened, and Curran finishes with excellent figures of 3 for 35. There's 4 wickets in there for Liam Plunkett as well. So 2 bowlers under a little bit of pressure for their place have contributed 7 wickets to this England performance, and a good performance it is, with Ireland bowled out for 198.
Beautiful back of the hands ball. Trying to chop it down past the third man that was in the ring. Tom Curran, wonderful skills. England, extremely impressive after winning the toss and deciding to bowl. 198 all out Ireland.
Yeah, England the happier of the 2 sides. Ireland got a decent start, and from 55 for none, they'll be disappointed to have been bowled out within their time for 198. Sun is out now. Maybe that we have better conditions in the second half of this game for batting, and it might just warm up a little bit. Show you the highlights of this Ireland innings.
Well, it started well for Ireland. Forster, great touch. Slapping 1-3. Only partnership of 55 was good. Really down to far leg. Here for a maximum. Early event, creative, really good challenge earlier after he looks in good season.
Yeah, and that's where it all changed really. The first wicket, the low diagonal Archer Stern for a moment to check that the ball had bridge, which it had, and then from 55 for 1, wickets start tumble with frequency. England had to review to clear down the leg side from Porterfield, and once Morgan had called for a view, Porterfield didn't even wait, he was on the way. Soft dismissals that catch Morgan, but Denley was in action at backward points as well.
Get out in front, took Curran, pulling with the ball. Balbirnie played, smashing one leg for a maximum. Nothing to touch Andrew Balbirnie. Ireland needed more from the paramount Gary Wilson. Techniques, good from Rashid. Almost picks up a couple, Adil Rashid.
I showed you a short while ago with Balbirnie just lifting his back foot, and Ben Folkes is a flash taking off base. See Jofra Archer's first wicket in international cricket, and a beauty it was too. Axel Yorker was his first, last wicket of the day. Adil Rashid dropped a sharp return catch off Murtagh. It's kept tumbling.
Enough runs on the board, you think, for Ireland in simple catch-all. Plunkett was excellent today, picking 4 extra wickets, off on a hat-trick. Dockrell 2-0. Ireland in the end only for 190, taking the last wicket.
For Tom Curran, 4 for Liam Plunkett. So after that excellent start between Sterling and Porterfield, who added 55, 198 all out, while Burney 29 and Dockrell 24, Adair a breezy 32 towards the end of the innings.
Very impressive England with the ball. David Willey, just 6 overs, 26. Jofra Archer, 1 for 40. Lovely to see him do his thing, both fast, and Tom Curran, 3 for 35, was very impressive. Pick of the bowlers, Liam Plunkett, 4 for 35, and a wicket apiece for Adil Rashid and Joe Denley.
Target then for England, well within their capabilities, you would have thought. 199 they will need to win when we come back at around about 25 minutes time for the second half of this game.
England led by Eoin Morgan. Well, England have won the toss and they decided to put Ireland into bat. So let's go to the action. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, right hand, rack 10.
Stand back. 4, 3, 2, 1.
So Malahide is the venue for the first of what's going to be a very busy summer for the Irish men's cricket team. They've got a Tri-Nation series coming up, starting with a match against the West Indies on Sunday the 5th of May. But first, it's the match against old enemy England. The England captain, Eoin Morgan, has won the toss and decided to put Ireland into bat. Let's head to the action. Okay.
Then we do
The link, the break, yeah, break, yeah. So you can show the.
You can show the scoreboard now.
Background, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, just avoid the screen. If you are on the screen at that, just move it.
Okay. Well, after a decent start from Ireland's point of view, when they were 55 without loss, Ireland have succumbed to some decent England's bowling, and they're all out for 198. Can defend that very modest target. It's a team ranked at #1 in the world. We'll find out after this break. Okay, so we got a world back?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Somewhere else?
Yeah. To your right again.
Okay.
Little more.
Well, it's going to be difficult for Ireland to defend that very low total of 198. So England need 199 to win this game here in Malahide. Let's see how they get on.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
That was great. Just quick.
And then at the end we do a piece with Niall O'Brien, just to Q&A, just to wrap it up.
Yeah,
okay.
Fantastic. Thank you. See you later. Definitely.